So everybody, somewhere down the line, they wake up or they have a moment where they're going through their day-to-day lives and they ask themselves, what are they doing? Why are they doing it? Is this even what they want to do? Is this who they consider to be if they were to ask themselves 5 to 10 years prior to where they're at right now? And the answer will be different for everybody. But how do you become a better you? How do you become the best version of you? Or let's just put it this way. How do you get yourself to live the best life you can and want to without altering who you are or putting anybody in front of what you want out of life? A lot of people will give you different answers. The number one thing is just be yourself. Don't give a fuck, right? Why do I say it that way? Well, first and foremost, it's all about consistency. You have to be consistent. Why is consistency so important? Because consistency is going to get you to where you need to be based on what you want, based on how you want it, based on where you want to be, based on what drives you in life. Why? Why do you want something? That's going to be what motivates you to keep going for it. That's going to be what motivates you to keep pushing yourself through all the trials and tribulations, the challenges, which is going to make you a better person. It's all about challenges, but going through the challenges, you get better so long as you never quit. Consistency. Going through the challenges makes you who you want to be so long as you don't quit. Consistency is going to feel uncomfortable. If nobody told you that, I'm going to tell you. One thing you don't want to do is allow the discomfort to stop you from being what? Consistent. If you're not consistent, you might as well quit. But so long as you accept that it's going to be difficult throughout the whole process, but you get better so long as you're consistent, then go for it. And at the end of the day, I would argue anybody, man or woman, will be happy with who they become based on what they went through and how they stayed the course through consistency. Now, the next thing that will help us will be isolation. Now, I know a lot of people will take this into a different perspective, but the reason why isolation is important is because you need time to sit down and think. Why? Because you need to get out of your own head. If you're not consistent, it's more than likely you are experiencing something upstairs. If you're thinking about it, you will do it. If you think about it, it probably will come to light because it removes you from being consistent with what will push you to what you want. So when you experience self-doubt, when you're experiencing lack of motivation, when you're thinking to yourself, is this even worth it? What does that do? It removes you from being consistent. But through isolation, you learn how to let go of those distractions because there are distractions. It's like isolation takes you away from people that are wasting your time. Isolation also can put you in a position where you think about things that are taken away from your energy that you should be putting towards consistency. When you're isolated, you think. You need to think. You need to think about what you're doing, why you're doing it. You need to think about your process, how you're going to stay consistent to get to where you want to be. You need to think about a lot of things. If you're around people that's talking about things that have no value, you're not isolated. Now, it's nothing wrong with hanging out with people. I'm not saying you can't go hang out. I'm not saying you can't spend time with people or have a good time. But what I'm saying is, somewhere down the line, you have to have some type of isolation to put yourself in a position to make sure you're going down the path that you want to go down. Because that's the only way you're going to be who you want to be, become who you want to be, succeed at whatever it is that you want. It has to be through consistency. But oftentimes, if you lack consistency, it's because you never experience isolation, so you can think, plan, execute, learn from your process, refine your process, learn from your mistakes, accept mistakes, and move forward. Now, number 3 is one of my favorites. Some of you already know, but you don't do it. Don't give a fuck. Don't hold on to the small things. Live life with no regrets. Take risks. Expect that you're going to have some losses. You got to find a way to bounce back. Don't blame people. Don't blame women. Don't blame your parents. Don't blame others for the situation that you're going through or the situation that you're in, because more than likely, we are in these situations because of us. It's nobody's fault but ours. But don't care so much to the point where you can't stay consistent. You can't isolate yourself to build some type of process that you can follow. And don't put yourself in a position where you care about so many things that are a distraction. If you're distracted, you never know. Well, I'm not going to say you never know. It will be a long time until you realize how distracted you really are. And once you realize, you probably wasted so much time because when you're distracted, you don't know until you find the time But when you find that time, you realize you waste so much time till you want to give up. And if you give up, you're not consistent. And then if you go through isolation, it's not the isolation that's going to be beneficial, because now you're isolated, having that self-doubt, having that regret. Now you're ready to blame people. Now you're ready to make excuses. No, you got to not give a fuck, don't give a fuck, and then use that mentality to force yourself to continue consistency. If you need time, take a break. Isolation. But one thing you shouldn't do is give a fuck to the point where you take yourself out of your process. It's all about your process. Don't care about what women say. Hell, don't even care about what I say. Don't care about what anybody say, because it's all on you. This is about you. When you wake up and you want something out of life and you're questioning life, you're going to your job, you're saying, man, this is it. This is all I have. I work a bullshit job. Shit, I used to work two. You work two bullshit jobs. You're struggling. America's a different beast. Let's just get that out the way. A lot of people are not fortunate enough. But if you put yourself in a position where you say, okay, I have to do what I have to do to get to where I want to be, you will stop giving a fuck about the small stuff. We don't have time to debate, argue with people, have grudges. We don't hold grudges. It's all wasting time. And a lot of people that we're around, they don't even say these things. Why? Because they too themselves, they give a fuck about so much stuff that's meaningless, worthless. It has no value. But we've made that a habit. It's like programming. Most of us have been programmed to care about every little thing that goes on in life, and we don't realize until later on in life when we're too damn old that it was all a waste of time because it was a distraction. You had no consistency. Your isolation was you feeling sorry for yourself. That's not going to work. And you gave a fuck. Don't give a fuck. Have the proper isolation to build, and it will go back to consistency. This is number one right here for a reason. It's going to keep you going. So long as you don't quit, you have a chance to succeed. Winners never quit. Losers quit and worry or watch winners. We don't want to do that. We want to be winners, so we got to stay consistent. Stop giving a fuck. Now, obviously, everybody should know this one. This is just going to help you with your mental health and your physical health. But most importantly, if you work out, it will be mental and physical health. Because if you push yourself upstairs, you got to put your mind in a position to continue to go even though you're taking pain, and your body will show through the results. You got to exercise daily. I have to put this in there because it doesn't matter what you want to achieve, what challenges you're going through, whatever it is that you want. If you exercise, if you put some healthy foods in there, I'm not saying every day you got to eat just super healthy, but if that's what you want to do, cool. But every now and then you got to make sure you have your foundational diet is healthy and exercise daily, even if it's just walking, jump rope, whatever the hell you want to do, run, jump, work out, lift weights, fight, box, whatever you want to do, karate, do it. Because what's good for the heart is good for everything in your body. What's good for your mental state is good for your physical state, and vice versa. So exercise daily. And if you do this daily, every day, or more days than not, that's consistency. While you're exercising, even if you have a workout partner, isolation. You're in a building, you're in a gym, you're in an area where everybody around you is doing the same thing. That's isolation away from distractions. This is good for your mental health and physical health. Exercising consistently, isolation. And guess what? The things you want to eat that's holding you back as far as health perspective. You're not giving a fuck about that urge to eat ice cream every day. Even if you do, you can always cut back. But that exercising daily will put you in a position where most of the time, through that isolation, you'll think about your diet. You'll say, okay, I got to stop eating all this bullshit, because what's the point of me exercising every day? Even though I'm practicing consistency, my diet is not intact. It just doesn't make sense. What I'm doing is counterproductive. So exercise daily. Make that a requirement. You can't go without it. I'm not saying 7 days a week, 6 days a week. I'm not even saying 5. But if you do 4, that's better than none. If you do 3, that's better than none. But I would say at least 3 to 4 a week. But if you could get 5 in there, that's beautiful. Now, the next thing we're going to talk about is speak up for yourself. The reason why I put this in there is because I talked about not getting into arguments, debates, wasting time with people. You can't waste time with people, but you have to make a stand for what you believe in or what's important to you. Disrespect is something you don't want to tolerate, but you don't want to resort to violence because of disrespect. Sometimes all you have to do is just speak up. People have a tendency to hear you. They'll respond to try to objectify what you're saying, and then get you to stop talking because they want to be right and, everybody masculinity and all that bullshit. But so long as you get it off your chest, right? So long as you let someone understand where you're coming from. If they want to continue to be ignorant, whatever, that's cool. Let them, because we don't want to force anybody to do anything. But speaking up for yourself gives you that sense of pride. Not the bad pride, not the before every fall pride is first. We're not talking about that. We don't want to fall off because of our pride and ego. But once you speak up for yourself, this is what I always say, and this works every time for me. If someone wants to continue because they think this is a challenge, men in our challenges, the biggest challenge is life, and most of us running from it like little boys. Once you speak up for yourself, remove yourself from these people. Now watch out, they come back fishing like little kids. They want to see. This stuff nowadays, I know it's human nature, but it's, as a man, you force yourself not to go down that path of that bullshit. That's childish. We're grown men. Speak up for yourself. Let them know where you're coming from. If they can't respect you, remove yourself. Watch how they come back and try to see, oh, let me see if this guy is serious about. Let them. At that point, you know where they stand. They're childish. We're grown men. We don't play those games. Speak up for yourself. If nobody wants to respect you, just remove yourself. You can't change the people you're around, but you can change the people who you keep around you. Just leave, but speak up for yourself first so they know where you're coming from. Just give you that sense of pride and purpose for yourself. You need that to become a best version of you, a better version of you. Continuous self-improvement, and through self-improvement, you help other people. That's like the biggest self-improvement. Help other people. Number 6, don't ever be afraid to open yourself up for change. Things are always changing around us. So you have to be willing and able to adapt. Adapting is a part of opening up. Open yourself up for change. Don't allow yourself to be caught up in a bubble to where everything around you is moving and you're not getting a piece of it. You're not getting a piece of the action. You're not involved. You don't understand what's going on around you. Therefore, you can't take advantage of opportunities. Opportunities sometimes only come once or twice. But if you're not open for change, you won't even realize what's going on around you. We don't want the bad isolation. We want the good isolation. Isolate to keep yourself away from distractions. Not isolate to keep yourself away from change. Open yourself up for change. That's vital to you becoming the best version of you, which ultimately you can help people. Help yourself first. Be selfish. Then through your results of helping yourself and being successful, we do what? We go and we help other people. Speak for yourself. Don't isolate. Remove yourself. Get around people that's like-minded. Open yourself up for change. Stay consistency. Don't give a fuck. Don't chase being right. Let's be successful. Don't have debates and arguments. Walk away. Exercise daily. All this stuff ties into each other. Now we can go on and on and on, but this is what I wanted to speak about in this specific topic today. But we can talk about this for days and weeks on end. It never gets old when you're talking about how you can improve yourself. But open yourself up for change for sure, because you don't want to miss out on opportunities that's going to come, and it costs you. It's expensive. Opportunity costs are expensive because it's right there in front of you and you don't take it. Later on, you see somebody who has it, or you realize multiple people, a lot of people took advantage, and you sat there and watched it go by because you was too isolated. You're in the wrong isolation. You're isolated from the world. No. We want to be isolated from the distractions, not what the world can give to us and what we can be to the world. And the last one is prioritize what you love. Prioritize what you love. Whatever you love, whatever you like doing, whatever is important to you, prioritize that. This gives you that sense of accomplishment. And also, when you are away from whatever it is that you do day to day, because we have to take breaks, this gives you that sense of what you're doing is worth it. For me, I'm a father, I have children. I'm always trying to prioritize spending at least a certain amount of time with my kids. I'm not going to just put the number out there because everybody's situation is different, right? But that small amount of time, big amount of time, any amount of time gives me that sense of accomplishment towards my purpose, towards my goals, towards my consistency. Great isolation. Sometimes it's just me and my kids. We're isolated from electronics, TV, whatever's going on in the world. I'm not looking at my phone. I don't give a fuck about any other thing out there. I'm just focused on them. I'm giving them that love, that attention, my undivided attention. Sometimes it's after I exercise or before I go exercise, which gives me more euphoric feeling. I'm isolated. It's just working out. before, after, then I come home and I prioritize my children, my wife, my family. This necessarily doesn't tie with speak for yourself, but position my life for myself. Do things for myself. I'm doing this for me to become better. Consistency along with this. Opening myself up for change. Sometimes I gotta learn things to teach my kids. I forgot about stuff that I learned at 6, 7 years old. That's change. Usually I'll be doing something on my phone, or I'll be trying to focus on what type of video or how I'm gonna go, make money in this particular industry or business, etc. But I get back to my children. I always go back home to my family. I always prioritize giving time to what I love, my wife, my children, because that is what drives me. And through that drive, I'm able to be consistent, and then I can become a better person. But ultimately, if you wake up and you want to know how, sometimes you don't even need to ask yourself. It's just more about doing. Go and do things, and you'll find yourself in a better position once you're consistent with that. It's day to day. It's not going to be easy in the beginning, but so long as you do it, you'll be fine. So that's all I got for today, you guys. Let me know what you think down in the comment section, and I'm going to see y'all in the next video.